What's up, people? Welcome to another fresh take. I finally saw the new Mutants movie. You know, the movie that was supposed to come out in 2017, then got pushed back to 2018 because they wanted it to be a horror movie. Then they got pushed back to 2019 because they, I don't know why Fox pushed it back then. The sale went through to Disney, and all the hullabaloo around that, and they couldn't get it out. Then the pandemic didn't make it any better. So finally watched it, rented it out, and decided I would take a look at it. And I'm gonna be perfectly and completely frank with you guys. This movie's horrible, in my opinion. It's horrible. I see why it kept getting pushed back. It I I don't know where to begin. Full disclosure, uh, I never read the Demon Bear arc, so I was going into this as a pure, I don't know anything about this arc because I am a X-Men. The X-Men are my favorite comic. I still read it to this day, and I know a bit about the characters of the film. So I'm like, let me check this out. I've seen all the rest of them. Let me just go on and check this one out, as it was the last one that Fox did. And just like the previous Fox X-Men films, they pretty much, this one did a little better job with the characters, but a couple of things they had characters wrong, misaligned, all of that stuff. Um, I let me start off with the good things that I liked. I did like the CG in it. I thought that the CG was done very well. It's clear that it's a lower budget movie, but it doesn't feel like it exactly. Even the Eastern European Slender Man that you see in the trailer, when you see him, you're like, okay, this is hilarious. This is not scary in the slightest, but this is kind of hilarious because they look like that's what they look like. The way they did the powers, I thought they did a good job with them. It's not bad at all. Like I said, the CG actually works in that respect. I like the fact that it is a short film. It is not a long film. It's an hour and 34 minutes. They get you in, they get you out. They don't try to uh, add extra stuff in to make it feel fluffed out or anything like that. It flows pretty well. But the things that I didn't like, oh man, the story in the movie itself, I just didn't like it. Um, the fact that they, for some reason, in the Fox universe of X-Men shows, they were trying to set up Mr. Sinister, but did not do the same thing for Apocalypse, makes no sense to me. As Apocalypse is a way bigger bad than Nathaniel Essex is. They've had like 3 or 4 movies where they keep bringing up the Essex Corporation or the Essex this or the Essex that, and I'm like, that's Mr. Sinister, and that went nowhere. And this is before the sale, so there was like 2 movies before the sale that they brought up Essex Corporation, and I'm like, okay, so they're still harping on that. I didn't like some of the explanations for some of the powers. Danny Moonstar's powers, yes, she can pull out your fears, but your fears can't attack you and do you bodily harm in the comic. They pretty much just put you in kind of like a catatonic state, kind of. But they can't like kill you. Now I know for the purposes of the movie they had to change that a little bit, but I still think that that was that wasn't right. I guess you could say. Dr. Reyes would never have worked with Sinister. Number one, when she was actually introduced in the comic, she was introduced in Operation Zero Tolerance. She was an actual doctor, a medical doctor, and they got her powers right because she does create force fields. Only difference is when she creates her force field, she can still feel like the shock from it. So, like if she's getting shot and she creates a force field, she'll still feel the vibration of the bullet, like even though the bullet didn't hit her. So it was that kind of thing with her. She's never really been aligned with Sinister. So it was weird to see her acting like that in the movie. And the main storyline of them being brought to that facility to learn how to use their powers to, because they think they were going to be X-Men, and then small spoiler alert, like you're gonna watch this movie. Small spoiler alert. You find out something that they showed in Logan, where the scene is actually lifted from Logan, where they show the kids actually attacking the orderlies at that station, that facility in Logan, where you see X-23 kill some of the guards. They actually lift that scene from Logan and put it in this movie, and that's one of the scenes where Danny, now she can see into the future. That I don't know why they did that. I don't know, but she can see into the future now. It's one of the inconsistencies of the film. I just, and another thing with this movie as well. So, and this is a small pet peeve of mine. So Colossus is already established in their universe. Ilyana Rasputin is his little sister, and he doesn't show up at all. I find that hard to believe, honestly. That, yeah, there was a lot to be wrong with this. The one thing I can say that I did think did work, I did like the fact that the actors actually, well, at least the five: Rain, Ileana, Roberto, Danny, and Sam Guthrie. I thought they all played their characters well, and I think that from that aspect it kind of worked. But it wasn't scary at all. It wasn't. It was kind of laughable to me when they tried to do the little thriller or suspenseful parts. I'm like, yeah, dude, this ain't. We've seen this a million times before, so I don't know what Fox was trying to go with that. I mean, that was just. I don't know why they were trying to make it a horror movie, to be honest. Um, I thought that their camaraderie, uh, the actual CG, I thought it actually worked. But overall, man, I thought it was just a bad film. I understand now why it got pushed back a lot, like it did. There wasn't really, and it kind of doesn't help that it was kind of trying to set up its own thing, and then they had to like go off from that because of the sale. So yeah, I can see why this movie had problems. Honestly, if I were to give it anything, it would probably be like a rental, just because it's an hour and 30 minutes. You're not going to. It's not something that you can have it on while you're cleaning up or doing other things. You can have it on then. But I thought the last third of the movie, the third act of the movie, I thought that was good. When the action actually ramped up and they just started using their powers, I thought that was good. But other than that, I just thought it was a bad movie all around. I'm interested in seeing what Marvel's gonna do with the X-Men. Now they have the property back, so that's gonna be very interesting to see. I don't foresee them using any of this, even though I do think Anya Taylor-Joy does a very good Ileana Rasputin. She does, even though sometimes her accent did go in and out, as did Charlie Heaton's Kentucky accent went in and out, if he even had the accent when he was talking some of the times. But yeah, overall, just not great. I don't see how anybody would probably. If you're a comic book fan, I don't know if you would like this, especially if you're an X-Men fan. I don't really see how you would like this. If you're a movie fan, the stuff they did in here, you've seen it done better before. So I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, it's a rental. Check it out if you want to. I rented it out from Google Play because it was on sale. So I thought I'd go in and check it out. I'm so glad I didn't see this in the theater. I would have probably been very upset. So let me know your thoughts. For parents, like I said, it's an hour and 30. It moves pretty fast. There has some pretty good action sequences in it. They do have some romantic spots in the film. So, but other than that, it's nothing that teens hadn't seen before. So be that as it may, you're probably not going to see anything as bad as in any other superhero movie. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I don't think it's a very well written or put together film in my. Well, it has some nice parts to it. I'm trying to be nice, but it's not a well written movie in my opinion. That's just me. So let me know what you guys thought. Have you seen New Mutants? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Are you looking forward to seeing what the MCU is going to do with the X-Men characters once they decide to throw them into the mix? Leave a comment. As always, thanks for watching and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next Fresh Take. Peace.